Hey, everybody. Welcome to Comics CC Studio. I am your host, Brent, and this is episode 44. So, hey, I just wanted to let you all know Comics CC Studio, where we talk about comics, cosplays, cons, sometimes my faith, and faith in general, and other nerdy things. So, I'm connecting you all to something bigger and forming a community of love, respect, and fandom. So I am happy to be bringing these things to you. And yeah, I'm getting started here. It'd be crazy if somebody joins, but we'll see what happens. It's the first time I've ever done a live. So we shall see what we shall see. Let me see if I can get this out of the way. There we go. All right. So today, in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about Mandalorian and Grogu, Superman Celebration, as well as Five-Star Comic Con. So, Mandalorian and Grogu. So, this weekend, if you are a Star Wars fan, you may or may not be aware that there is a new Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming out. So, for me, I watched the show. I don't know that I saw all of it, but definitely saw some of it. And I might have seen all of it. But for me, it was a little slow paced. So because of that, I would give it a 2 or 3 out of five, five being the best, zero being the worst. So it's not a zero, it's not a five. So kind of reminds me of like riding a camel through the city. You can see everything, but it's kind of slow getting there. And I feel like because it's a TV show on Disney Plus, it gives you time to build a lore. It gives you more time to tell a story. The movies of Star Wars, you really didn't get that a whole lot. You pretty much got action and a little story, and there's not much backstory. So with the Mandalorian and Grogu, much more of that. For me, I guess I like more action than what they had, and I get they can't do. I mean, there was a lot of action, but there was also a lot of slower parts too, and some of that kind of drug on for me a little bit. I think as the series went on, but definitely some good things. For instance, Ahsoka was in The Mandalorian and Grogu as well as the mention of Grand Admiral Thrawn. He was not in it himself, but there was definitely things that helped the Star Wars lore move along. And so this weekend, I'll be visiting a theater in a galaxy not so far, far away, our galaxy, and I will be watching it. My wife will be attending with me. So that will be very fantastic. I'm thrilled about that. And let me know whether you will be seeing it or not. I do plan to do a review, and so that will be after the movie. So I will most likely, maybe I'll do 2 episodes, a spoiler free version where I give my general consensus and thoughts, just like a reaction video almost. And then maybe I'll do more of a deep dive into it. So join me for that. Next, I want to talk to you about something happening and you'll have to forgive me. Um, Okay, June 12th through the 14th in Metropolis, Illinois. Let me get back to my notes here. Great. So I will be attending. Um, actually, my wife and I are attending Superman Celebration, and this will be celebrating the first and greatest fictional hero of our time. I know not everyone agrees, but he was definitely the first superhero. There will be a lot of Superman cosplayers. I would imagine some Supergirl as well this year. Of course, Woman of Tomorrow is coming out, and I believe even Superman will be in that as well from the previews we have seen. Talking about his cousin Kara Zor-El or Kara Zor-El. Thanks to my good friend Anthony Desiato, I've only seen not thanks to podcaster Anthony Desiato. I don't want to lie and be like, oh, Anthony and I are so tight. It's like, well, like I've messaged with him, but I don't know him other than the podcast. But I digress. Um, Apparently, Kara or Kara, depending upon which version of Supergirl you've seen, is her name. So I'm sure there will be a lot of Supergirl cosplayers as well. Alex Garfin from Superman and Lois, he will be there. He played Jordan Kent on the show. Tyler Hoechlin, of course, being Superman. Tim Daly from Superman the Animated Series. I've seen a few episodes of that, but I've not, to my knowledge, seen the whole thing. I don't think when it was coming out when I was younger, I don't think I watched it. Let me know if you did. What did you think of it? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that really think Tim Daly is their Superman, and that's very good. Ma Kent also will be there from James Gunn's Superman movie. So I know maybe, and maybe even I was one of them, didn't really like the way she was portrayed. But nonetheless, whether you liked it or didn't, she will be there as well. I plan on at least meeting Tim Daly. I've started a comic book, collecting it, getting signatures of different people as Superman, and pretty fantastic. Um, so I think it's going to be a phenomenal time. Definitely in Metropolis. Celebrating a character that you either love, you don't love, you think he's too overpowered, you don't feel like you can get any good stories. But definitely the Man of Steel is back in the conversation of nerdiness. And also, for those watching on Facebook, I would like to bring this out. This is Action Comics 1, a facsimile or facsimile. Maybe it's facsimile. Facsimile. It's not the original issue of Action Comics. And as you'll see, it's the David Cornsweet Superman with a car. I like this a lot. And actually, so my plan is um, if you join, which I have some news, and if you join at the end, I will send you that. If you're my first joiner to something that I have exciting to announce at the end, then you get a free comic. How about that? Little incentive there. And then finally, the last thing I will be doing or talking about today, rather, this will be a short episode, is 5 Star Comic Con. What is 5 Star Comic Con? I'm glad you asked. It is a 2 day celebration, and this is from their website, of comics, pop culture, anime, gaming, cosplay, and more at the Dayton Convention Center in Dayton, Ohio. Support indie and support small at one of the largest artist alleys around. They will definitely be having some guests as well. And I also will be there. And so that is going to be June 20th and 21st. So I will be at both Superman Celebration in Metropolis, Illinois, and 5 Star Comic Con in Dayton, June 20th and 21st. So if you'd like to come out, give me a shout. If you'd like to be on the podcast, I will have some recording equipment there. And yeah, maybe you want to talk about your fandom. Maybe you want to talk about Comic Cons. Maybe you want to talk about why you cosplay or what your favorite comic is. There's definitely I don't know my schedule yet, but I believe I'll make time for you. If you really are just interested in getting on a podcast for the first time, I will definitely make room. And there's that. So interesting thought that I had on Metropolis, Illinois. So it's so interesting. We have a Metropolis, Illinois, and you're like, oh, Metropolis, like the big cities are called metropolises or whatever. And so it's like, well, that kind of makes sense. But then also, here's another thought. If you back in, I don't even know the years, but Smallville ran for 10 years, starring Tom Welling, and many other actors. Michael Rosenbaum, of course, is Lex Luthor. I'm sorry if I did not name your favorite, but they aired for 10 years and it's Smallville, Kansas. Now, I have Googled Smallville, and to the best of my knowledge, rather, there is no, correct me if I'm wrong, but there is no Smallville in the United States. And there was a fly. Great. And yeah, there's no Smallville. And it's like, okay, you have villages, you probably have small villages, but no one connected the dots and named Smallville. And they did in Siegel and, well, I don't know if it was Siegel and Schuster that created Smallville, the name, or if it was in the radio program or later. Let me know if you know that information. I would love to know. Yeah, so the name Smallville is not in the USA, and that's kind of fascinating. It's like a small village, like kind of seems a little obvious, but apparently not. So, anyways, the exciting news and the potential for a free comic book is I have started a Patreon and just bringing in fans, bringing in you. We have different levels, different tiers where some of it is just an early listen, some of it is submitting questions um, to the podcast in which I can answer if you've ever wanted to know about podcasts in general, or if you want to know my opinion on a particular comic or issue. Um, yeah, feel free to submit. But there's definitely a bonus extra, and actually, I'm going to be uploading this to Patreon, either the audio version or the video. I'm not sure which. I think before I upload it to the other things, podcasts world thing. Sorry. That's what you get, right? Better preparedness, Brent, better preparedness. And so yeah, check it out. If you are my first subscriber to Patreon, and I do have a $5 level. So if you want to, heck, I'll even say this. If you want to join for a month and then decide to cancel after a month, I'm okay with that. You know, it would be an honor to have you as a guest in my community and our community, something I'm trying to build. So thank you very much for listening. This is Brent with Comics CC Studio, and I will CC you later. And just remember, stay super.